Cool. Hi, everyone. It's me, Allie, doing a YouTube video because it's been requested by like 3 people, and I'm a people pleaser, and it's also quarantine time, and I don't know what else to fucking do. And I don't really know what I'm doing today. I know that I'm probably going to be showing you guys how to do some color, because color's exciting, and if you're not using color, then you're not doing drag. I do genuinely want this to be, God, this is gonna sound so fucking pretentious now. I do want you guys to like actually learn from me. I don't know, I actually wanted this to be kind of informative in its own way, you know? I don't want it to just be sort of like me fucking off for however long this video ends up being. I actually wanted this to be maybe something that you could learn from, because I like teaching people how to do makeup. It's very exciting to me, especially because I can turn myself into like a boyish looking 3.5 into like a solid 7.5. I'll try to be as constructive and helpful as I can. I also don't want to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just someone who has a lot of time on their hands. Buckle up. This should be exciting. Wow, I really am gonna feel like Nikki Tutorials doing this because I'm gonna do my brows off camera. I feel like brows are so personal to everybody that like if I were to show you how to do my eyebrows, it would only be helpful for like 2 other people, you know? Do what you gotta do to make your eyebrows look okay. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back with my eyebrows done. And I'll look like a full man with the bushy brow and everything. I feel like the lighting's gonna be kind of shitty either way. So we just kind of have to accept it at like the kind of angelic glow whiteness that we have going on. It's probably the best option between the two. So obviously I have my brows done because they did not look like this before. I used the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and I think this is a neutral brown. Fantastic pencil. It is $5. I buy these in bulk. I fucking take the entire shelf with me like it's fucking toilet paper. Like I am panic shopping this, but like all the time. And then I also use the Essence Make Me Brow mascara. I think this is in dark. No, this is in Brownie Brows. It's number 2. They only have 2 colors of these, which is pretty shitty. There's a blonde and then there's a dark brown. It's like $2.99. Fantastic product for what you get. Honestly, like the 2 of these, I'm a bitch on a budget. Like I don't have time to be doing my eyebrows unless it's like under $10. Okay, thank you. And then I just carved out my eyebrows with some concealer. What I used on my eyelids, I used some concealer as well, which is something, first of all, that I fully recommend is priming your eyelids with something. I just use concealer. Other people use eyelid primer. If you want to set it with powder, that's up to you. I personally like doing it because I think it just like smooths out my life a little bit. But I know plenty of people who don't set their eye primer and their eyeshadows really pop. I want to keep this as like affordable as possible, so I was gonna just pull out my Conspiracy palette. Jeffree Star shadows are fantastic if you want color payoff, if you want to like spend the coin, but also that I know that like people can't fucking get a hold of Conspiracy right now, so I'm not gonna be rude. So instead I want to pull out a really cheap product that I honestly recommend to anybody who's just getting into makeup, wants to get into color, wants to try a specific color, want to see if they like it without fucking breaking the bank, but also wants to get really good quality shadows. Coastal Scents single eyeshadows are fantastic. This is a hand-picked palette that I picked out myself, and I bought them all individually and put it into this palette, and it was like clear and empty. I think they're usually like $2.50, something like that. Wait for the sale, get them when they're $1 each. This whole thing was so cheap. And they're really genuinely great eyeshadows. So I'm thinking some yellow. Hello, I don't know how to grab things. Also, I'm injured. Hello. Don't recommend just jamming your hand in a moving blade, by the way. I'm thinking about doing some yellow, maybe some green. I'm constructing the look in my head. I should have done this before. A really important tool to have if you're doing any kind of eyeshadow, especially if you're doing colorful eyeshadow that you want to blend together, is an eyeshadow brush that is small like that. A nice, small, precise crease brush is essential, especially if you have hooded eyes, meaning if your eyelid gets covered by your top lid right here in any kind of way. I'm excited. So we're gonna start. One of my favorite things ever is yellow eyeshadow. It's truly one of my favorite things to ever exist. Usually what I do is I just kind of like coat my brush like a patting motion like that, just so then it's like really densely, obviously concentrated on the brush. I'm more concerned when it comes to colorful eyeshadow, more so than any sort of natural look you're ever going to be doing, is you want the pigment to be there before you start blending. You want to pat on the product to the vibrancy that you want it, and then you blend it out from there. I think where I want to put this is like sort of in my inner corner. So again, I'm just going to sort of place it in this general area right here. And you see how it's bright right off the bat? Because I'm doing this patting motion rather than blending it right away. So it's sort of cementing it to that primer I already have on. I'm trying to be as intricate as I can with this because I do genuinely want this to kind of help people. So sorry if I'm not being LOL hysterical, but I'm taking this really seriously. I specifically put it in a place so that when my eye is fully open, you can still see it. And now I'm just sort of layering it to get the desired opacity that I like. For me, I'm just taking this about 1/3 of the way onto my lid and on my crease. It's kind of obviously, as you can see, kind of on both. But knowing me, I'm probably gonna end up doing a cut crease, so all of the shit that's on my lid is gonna be gone. So yeah, about like 1/3 of a way on there, because I want to add more colors into my crease. So now I want to dip into a green. This like lime green looking guy right here. This is also why I do my eyes first, is so if I get any sort of fallout underneath my eye, super easy to get rid of it. Just wipe it off with a makeup wipe, and then I don't need to worry about having green ass under eyes. For me, I want this to be super concentrated in like the very center of my crease. You don't want to go right next to where that eyeshadow ends, or else it's just not going to end up being blended at all. So you want to go a little bit outside of where that yellow color ends, and then you're going to start building up your green. And then once you start losing some of that pigment on that brush, because obviously it's more in the center now, then you're going to start making it into that yellow color and starting to blend it with the little product that you have left. Placement is everything when it comes to colorful eyeshadow. You don't want to take it up too far near your eyebrow, or else you're going to have nowhere to blend. And if it looks a little bit muddy right now, don't worry about it. We're going to start building up colors. Using colorful eyeshadow is a process, bitch. There is no getting around it. I will say, obviously more expensive eyeshadows, especially ones like Jeffree Star, they will patch a lot less. And if you don't know what patching is, it's basically the phenomenon that occurs when you start to blend eyeshadow and parts of it are more pigmented than others. It sort of like grabs weird. That can occur for like a lot of different reasons. It can be because of the quality of eyeshadows you use. It could be because of the base that's underneath it. There could be a lot of reasons why your eyeshadows are not blending the way that you want them to. It's just something to consider, especially this is definitely more seen with colorful eyeshadows. It's just something you gotta practice with, and something that you can avoid if you have big enough lashes on. Remember that one time I said not to worry about blending, and then I started blending anyway because I can't fucking help it. Alright, we're gonna do the last color that I'm thinking about putting in my crease, which is like this color right here, which is a little bit more like tealy. And for this one specifically, I'm gonna worry about just putting it on my outermost corner so it's the most pigmented there. Again, not wanting to worry too much about blending it right now. As you can see, quite pigmented. Hello? What is this doing? Bitch. I hope it doesn't keep, like, doing that, because, like, I need to be able to see. I need to tilt my head a little bit. I'm pissed. Hello. Why does this keep happening? Yeah, that is the pigment that I want. Alright, let's do the other eye. We're gonna worry about blending now and re-putting down color. So again, take your brush, sort of wash it off. So I'm gonna go back into that like lime green color and start tapping again more so in the center, but then start pretty quickly afterwards tapping it into that more tealish color. Now, it's okay if you start invading the teal space, because you can always re-put the teal color to like intensify it. Now we're focusing on the blending part and nixing the whole idea of making it super opaque, because once this is blended really well, you can always add that back in. And obviously sort of start doing that with the yellow as well. All right, I'm gonna start going in with that yellow again, just because I definitely think that we lost some vibrancy with it and I want it back. God damn it. I'm definitely more so focusing it on, wow, hello, white balance, hello. Really wanting to just focus it on the inner corner, and then obviously with less product, sort of bringing it back to the green, trying to blend that shit so it's not just all green in there. You want it to be a nice gradient effect. I'm pissed. I don't know how to fix this. She's already starting to check herself out. She doesn't even have fucking mascara on yet. Okay, bitch, calm down. Yeah, obviously, since these eyeshadows are cheaper, they tend to like patch a little bit more and grab a little bit weirder. If you are having those problems with certain eyeshadows, I recommend just like trying different ways of using like the primer underneath. So for me, I like kind of lightly set my concealer on my lid. So maybe it's one of those things where it needs to be set completely or it needs to be not set at all, one of those things. I recommend just sort of working with it like that, or you just need to take forever trying to blend them. Okay, let's see. Do I want anything else from this color? Yeah, I think I definitely want some more teal in this. When you're blending the two colors together, I don't swipe it all because I don't want the pigment that I already laid down to sort of scratch up and then patch. So I'm sort of like pressing it almost to like have like the extra product that's on the end of this brush sort of be melted together with the product that's already on my eye. So at this point, you just kind of look at yourself and you go, well, do I look like a parakeet enough for my liking? And I actually really like the way that it's blended. Obviously not the top of it, but we're gonna do that now, kids, so calm down. For this part, you're gonna wanna really, really wipe off your brush. You want it to be basically completely clean. If you have another precise brush, use that one instead. I do, but I'm lazy, and I'm just showing you what I would actually do IRL. For this, when you're blending the top of your crease, you're gonna wanna hold your brush basically directly like this, and you want it basically like that on your eye. And you want to mostly be focused on the color that's already there. So like right here, you kind of see where my brush is, it's right on top of the color. You want to start doing that sort of windshield wiper motion there and slowly start bringing it up just a little bit. You don't want to bring it up too much or else the eyebrow will be blue, so don't do that. You want to be very light with this. You don't want to scratch too hard. And you want to be very patient. And as you can see, that side's a little bit more blended out than that one. If you have some sort of transition color that you think would like work really well in blending these, you can totally use that. But I also think that this method is just fine too. After this, if you want to add more color to make sure that it didn't lose any when you were blending it like this, you can totally do that. We'll see how I'm feeling when I get there. And now you can start blending the rest of the eye. Make sure to keep your brush nice and clean. You don't want too much transfer to be going into each color. Again, just want to mostly be inside of that color rather than on the blank part of your eyelid. Hello. 911. Okay. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's blended. Clearly, you can tell one is more blended than the other. I'm definitely going to want to go in and touch this up, and I'm going to quickly do the other eye. So, at this point, since I want to make the blending process a little bit easier for myself, I'm adding a little bit of color and then blending up. So then I can worry less about the process of making sure the color is super bright. Because obviously I don't want to lose the punch of color, but we do still want it to be like Instagram blended, you know? Without the Facetune, but Facetune in real life. So, as I tend to do, I don't listen to my own rules, and I ended up taking it like right up to my brow, which tends to happen, like all the time, whenever I'm doing anything. I'm like, I know that I shouldn't be doing this, but here I am doing it. Just get some sort of like small detail brush, like a pencil brush. This is a paintbrush that I cut when I was in high school because I needed a pencil brush. And then I usually just take my face powder and I go on the underneath part of my brow, sort of brighten it back up. I want to keep it as close as to the brow as possible, obviously. And then after this, I'm just going to do some touching up to make sure that this line underneath my eyebrow isn't too harsh. That's all, honestly, bright eyeshadow is doing stuff and fixing the stuff that you just did. So I'm not planning on doing my full face in this video, or at least showing you guys it. So let me know if you want another video on that. Anyway, so what do I want to do for this lid, bitch? This lid could have so much exciting stuff happening on it. I mean, my first thought is green. I don't think I want it to be green though. What I'm kind of drawn to is like this color right here. It's like a sort of like a dirty gold color. As much as I don't want to cut my crease right now because like I'm tired, I'm gonna cut my crease for the youth. For the youth. For this process, you're gonna want a concealer type brush. This one's from AOA, which is Shop Miss A, which is a dollar brand online. Look it up, bitch. Anyway, it's like nice and small. If you want to, I've seen people cut their crease with like a brush that looks like this. It's a little bit bigger. If you have large eyelids, go live your life. It's probably quicker, but I'm more into the intricate details because my eye shape is kind of weird. The concealer I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. So I just sort of like paint on one of the sides. Just sort of take some of that concealer. And this is a really important thing. People tend to just cut their crease on their lid. So like just on like this part right here. And that's not what you want to do, especially if you have semi-hooded eyes or completely hooded eyes, because that completely defeats the point of a cut crease. You want to be able to see the color when your eyes are open and be able to see that line. This definitely takes some practice to understand and know where that line is. You want to go just above when your lid ends. So for me, that means that I have to take up my cut crease pretty fucking high. My lid, as you can see, sort of ends right there, so I'm going to go just above it. That might have been too low. Excuse you! What the f... And then you just sort of pretend like you're an artist and paint on your eyelid, essentially. It takes practice. I don't have a whole lot of advice for this other than really get to know your eye shape. I'm not doing a full cut crease, usually because full cut creases are, most of the time, not flattering. And usually don't look very good with a lot of makeup, so half cut creases are basically where it's at. So when you're doing a half cut crease, you want to go about halfway through, and then with the excess, what you have on the brush, sort of like lightly go on the rest of your lid, just to sort of blend it a little bit. Right away before the concealer gets too dry, I'm going to really quickly put the lid color on, and I will use a bigger brush like this just to make it a little bit quicker. For this, I'm just going to pat it on the eye. Just tried to use the magnified side of my mirror. That was not it. That was not the one. Just want to add a little bit of green. So I don't want to run out of storage, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye really quickly. Wow, I keep bleeding through all these. I should have gone to the hospital. Alright, the cut crease is done on both sides. I also cleaned up underneath my eye with some makeup remover just so it's a little bit more palatable to look at right now. And I am resisting all urges for me to just put glitter all over my eye with my liquid glitter. It's really hard to withstand, and honestly at some point I'm probably gonna give in, because once you do glitter once, you are you're an addict forever. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do liquid eyeliner, which is terrifying. I'm an elf bitch. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of money on makeup. I spend a lot of money on makeup. I just don't spend a lot of money on high quality makeup. Not high quality, high priced. Because this e.l.f. Expert Liquid Eyeliner is fantastic. I've been using it for years. I converted my sister to it, and you should be converted too. It is fantastic, it is cheap, and that's all I have to say about it. Get up on this gig. And she drinks. Also, for beginners, I recommend whatever mirror that you're using, put it sort of down below you so your eyes already kind of half closed. So then you can really see what you're doing when you're going in. Again, just sort of line your eye. Get in as close to your lash line as you want, or you can make it a little bit thicker and go above your lash line. We'll see how I'm feeling today. I don't really know yet. Now, for the scary part, which is the actual wing. Try to make them as symmetrical as possible. When in doubt, just learn how to be really good at fake eyelashes and just fucking tack those bitches on, because they will hide a lot of secrets. So I just sort of see where my outer corner would naturally want my wing to go. You don't want it to be too far out or too far up, or else it'll just not look good with your eye shape. Follow the under part of your eye wherever it wants to go. If it were to continue, that is where it will naturally look the best for you. It's up to you how far up you want to go, but usually I end a little bit shorter than how far I actually want to go, because then when I'm starting to point out my wing at the very, very end, just to make it super sharp, it's exactly where I want it to go. And now time for the actual eyeline part. Again, you just kind of want to make a triangle. You don't want to do it at the exact tip, because again, you're going to want to make it super sharp at the end. Kind of like that. And then obviously when you get out into the outer corner, you want to use like the very fine tip of the brush that is on here and make it a super, super, super sharp line. Tips to making it a really sharp line. Selling Your Soul, Facetune. Okay, time to do that fine fucking wing out. We're gonna take off just a shit ton of product. We do not want a lot of eyeliner on here at all. Now we look at the eyeliner, see if it's symmetrical, and it's pretty. It's pretty symmetrical. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to redo my eyebrows after this. They look tragic. All right, lashes. Ooh, the excitement. I usually wait to do my mascara until after my eyelashes fully dry. If you are just getting into fake lashes, you're intrigued with the concept, do not get full lashes right away. Do yourself a favor and get some halvesies. Some ones that fit halfway across your eye. However, that's not the look we're going for today. Some of my favorite lashes of all time are these ones I got from Violet Voss. Wow, these are jacked up. They're really, really pretty, sort of like romantic lashes that look like that. Don't get some cheap lashes from Ardell. I literally have Ardell lashes right here. But these ones are like their faux mink ones, so they look a little bit less cheap and plasticky. Get some feathery ass lashes that'll make your eyelashes look cute as fuck. Remember, whenever you get new lashes, that they are usually and probably going to be way too big for you. You're going to want to cut them down to a size that actually fits your eye, and also it'll be way easier to apply them. Do that by just taking out the package and sort of placing it on your eye. Ooh, and there goes one of them. Okay, looks like a fucking spider on the ground, and I'm kicking shit. Cool, cool, cool. Anyway, just measure it on your eye, cut off the excess. I think the easiest glue to handle for beginners is glue that you can paint on your lash band, like this one from Kiss. It's just something like this. You just paint it on your lash band, and you don't need to worry about squirting some glue on your hand or whatever the fuck. I also like lash glue like this because if your lashes ever like slightly pop off at the inner corner or the outer corner, you can just paint it directly on your eye, and that's always exciting and fun. Now the important part. You want to curl them like this. You want to hold them curled. You don't want to flatten them at all. And then you're going to want to blow on them. Either or. I don't know why I blow like heat on it. I think it's because Manny taught me to do that back in the day. Back before him and Jeffrey stopped being friends. And he became a problem child. You want the glue to be tacky. If it's wet, it will do you no favors in life. Also, I recommend not going in with your hands, because for me, like, if my hands are in the way, it's just another fucking thing that's hindering me. So I usually use some eyebrow tweezers like this, and I just hold them like that. The longer you wait, the better, honestly. I'm really impatient is the problem, though. Okay, whatever. It's probably fine. It's probably not fine. And then you're going to want to place it on the middle of your eye. The middle of it. Try to match it up with the middle of your eye. Kind of like that. And then you can take the outer corner and place it where it needs to go. And then the inner corner. Lashes still suck no matter what, so just make the best of a shitty situation. And then once they're dried a little bit more, again, I'll go in with the mascara, and if I'm in like desperate need, like a desperate situation, I'll go in with my lash curler and I'll really mesh my lashes together that way. You see, I should have been smart and I should have had the other one had glue on it already, so then when I was done with that other lash, I was ready to put this one on. But I'm a simple woman who doesn't think that far ahead. How fucking stupid I am. Uh-oh, she has no foundation on, but she's starting to feel herself. Anyway, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna show you how I do some under eye shadow. It's really fucking easy, I promise you. I was even thinking about not even filming it, but I was like, okay, we're doing the whole colorful eye thing. We gotta add that. I will be right back. I'm not kidding. I am such a goddamn catfish sometimes. The rest of the face is done. I will say, I kind of forgot about doing it. I did add glitter off camera. I'm sorry. So this is a liquid eyeliner glitter thing that I got from Shop Missy, which is the website that I mentioned earlier. This was $1, one of the best $1 things I've ever bought in my entire life. It's what I have right there in my crease. It's honestly fantastic. I forget what color this is because it's all rubbed off now, but I know that like the brand was like Santé or something like that. I fully recommend, if you are just someone out there who wants to step their game up in a really, really easy way, get a liquid glitter eyeliner like this. I put it and I lined where my cut crease was, and this does a couple of things. Firstly, it hides any mistakes that you might have made, any uncrisp lines or anything like that. It makes it look super intricate. The other thing that it does is it just brings a lot of attention to that area specifically. Now, for the under eye shadow, I'm not thinking about anything crazy. I usually keep under eye shadow pretty basic, but I do think it's an important part. I know that there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of problems with their under eyes. Their eyes get really dry when they do under eye stuff. In that case, just skip it. You know, under eyeshadow is not the be-all end-all, okay? I could just throw some mascara on this and it'd be pretty just fine, but I do think it kind of finishes up a look. Going back in with that little like pencil paintbrush that I used earlier, we're gonna finish up this fucking eye, sis. Usually what I end up doing is whatever colors I have in the crease, the matte colors, I basically just repeat it on my under eyes in a different kind of order. So I'm gonna go in with that yellow that we once had again. The only difference with the under eye is that I don't really pat a whole lot down there because it's a smaller area, so for me I just sort of swipe it on immediately. I want to keep this color right in the inner corner, right there. When it's the under eye, you want to build up just because you don't want to use a whole bunch of product and it just go directly into your eye. I almost forgot to mention I added my highlighter in my inner corners. Do not forget that step. It makes you look absolutely stunning 100%. Cool, we got a nice flush of pissy yellow underneath the eye. This is great. I'm gonna go in with that teal color and we're gonna bop this in, specifically focusing it on the outer corner because again, when we start to get it into this yellow, we want it to be super blended and not super pigmented there. I know for me personally, my eyes get actually really dry. Not a lot of people know this. My eyes are pretty sensitive, and under eyeshadow can absolutely wreck me. I remember when I was doing my photo shoot with Ruka last summer, my eyes were so dry from the amount of makeup that I did that my eyes just like instantly started watering. It was bad. But do not think that I forgot about that lime green, bitch. I'm going to put that lime green right underneath, and I'm going to be very careful with this, right underneath that teal that I just placed. Oh, that's the other thing about me, is that my nose starts to run too, which is also very exciting. I don't know why that happens, maybe from the amount of loose powder that I inhale. That's also part of it, probably. Now we're just gonna finish it by adding a little bit more of that yellow. We want to keep it pissy, okay? Keep it pissy, ladies and gents. That'll do it. Alright, so we're gonna add mascara really quick. Add it to match with the lashes on the top. Make sure everything's dark up there. And we want to add a shit ton of volume to these lower lashes. And then with whatever we have left on the brush from that one eye, we're gonna go right underneath the eye. Oh, yes, bitch, what the fuck? Like, look at the difference, bitch. Like, you cannot tell me nothing on this side. This side, however, you could probably, like, steal my credit card information and I'd be like, it's fine, I'm sorry, you can take everything. Bitch, you're not gonna find anything on there. Fucking got ya. I also want to make sure that I get some of these tiny little lashes on the outside that aren't underneath the falsies. This shit is major. Oh my god, why am I fucking dropping everything? Some Mario Badescu setting spray. Oh no. I can't spray my setting spray. We're gonna try the middle finger today. This is rough. Oh, still got it. Okay, let's do the beauty shots, I guess. It's next appropriate step. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This was a fun little thing that I spent my time doing today. Better than just sitting in my room and doing absolutely nothing and watching Queer Eye for like the 5th time over. I don't know, if you guys enjoy, just like let me know things that you want to see. I mean, makeup is an option, obviously, I do it a lot, but also if you want me to like talk about stuff and rant about stuff for like hours, I could totally do that. You just gotta let me know. Oh, I feel like a fucking YouTuber. Let me know some stuff down in the comments below, or just like tell me. I don't know. Oh, the tragedy that lies underneath the hat is unimaginable. Like it if you like it. If you don't like it, leave a thumbs down. I don't fucking know. It's a free country where I'm filming this, so I don't fucking give a shit. I mean, I kind of give a shit. If someone were to thumbs this down and say that I'm annoying and ugly, I would probably cry about it. Anyway, you don't really need to subscribe. Again, free country. I don't really care too much. I don't know what's gonna happen with this channel. I'm just gonna let it be, let it live its reality, and just kind of write it out. God, I don't have an outro. I'm not like a big YouTube channel who has like an outro with all of their merch linked down the bio. Like, you know, that's not me. Well, bye.